a. Similarly, the left hand derivative of hx is equal to the left hand derivative of fx and gx at the point x equal to a. Now we also know that fx and gx are differentiable, that is the left hand derivative of fx is equal to the right hand derivative of fx at the point x equal to a, and similarly for gx. So we see that the left hand derivative of hx at the point x equal to a is equal to the right hand derivative of hx at the point x equal to a. So hx is a differentiable function at the point x equal to a. Similarly, we can prove for fx into gx and fx by gx. The second property is, if fx is differentiable but gx is not differentiable at the point x equal to a, then fx plus minus gx will not be differentiable, but fx by gx and fx into gx may be differentiable. So your fx is a differentiable function but gx is not a differentiable function. Then in this case, fx plus minus gx will not be differentiable, but fx by gx and fx into gx may be differentiable. Let's try to see it through an example. Let me say that fx is equal to x and gx is equal to modulus of x. So hx is equal to x into mod x. Now hx is equal to x square when x is greater or equal to 0, and would be equal to minus x square if x is less than 0. Now we see that the left hand derivative of hx would be equal to 0, and the right hand derivative would also be equal to 0. That is, hx is a differentiable function at the point x equal to 0. Here we see that fx equal to x is a differentiable function, but gx equal to modulus of x is a non-differentiable function, but their product is a differentiable function. The third is, if fx and gx are both non-differentiable functions at x equal to a, then hx equal to fx into gx can be a differentiable function. Let's again try to see an example, that fx is equal to modulus of x and gx is also equal to modulus of x. Here fx and gx are non-differentiable because modulus of x is a non-differentiable function at the point x equal to 0, because a sharp corner occurs at the point x equal to 0 in the graph of modulus of x. Now hx is equal to fx into gx, or is equal to mod x into mod x. This is equal to x square, and we know that x square is a differentiable function. Hence we can say that the product of two non-differentiable functions can be a differentiable function. The fourth property is, if fx and gx are both non-differentiable at the point x equal to a, then fx plus minus gx may still be a differentiable function. That is, if we have got two functions which are non-differentiable at the point x equal to a, but it is still possible that the sum of these functions or the difference of these functions is a differentiable function. Once again, let's try to see an example. Fx is equal to modulus of x and gx is equal to minus of modulus of x. These two functions are non-differentiable, but their sum, that is hx equal to modulus of x plus minus modulus of x, this is equal to 0, and this is a differentiable function because fx equal to 0 is a constant function and constant function is a differentiable function. If we have two non-differentiable functions, it is still possible that their sum or their difference is a differentiable function. Now the next property is a very important one, that is, if fx is differentiable at x equal to a, then limit of f of a plus p of h minus f of a plus g of h whole divided by p of h minus g of h is equal to f dash a, where h tends to 0. Now p of h and g of h are functions of h which tend to 0 when h tends to 0. This property is used while solving many objective problems. So if fx is differentiable at the point x equal to a, then limit of f of a plus p of h minus f of a plus g of h whole divided by p of h minus g of h when h tends to 0 is equal to f dash a, where p of h and g of h are the functions of h which tend to 0 when h tends to 0. Let's look at an example to understand this concept. If f dash 2 is equal to 4, then evaluate limit of f of 2 plus h minus f of 2 plus sin h whole divided by h into sin h into tan h when h tends to 0. So in this problem we have been given that f dash 2 is equal to 4. and we have to evaluate the limit of f of 2 plus h minus f of 2 plus sin h whole divided by h sin h into tan h when h tends to 0. So let's see how to solve this problem. We have to evaluate limit of f of 2 plus h minus f of 2 plus sin h whole divided by h sin h tan h, where h tends to 0. Now here we see that a is equal to 2, and so that f dash 2 is equal to 4. Now here we are going to use property number 5, which we have just studied. What we do is we multiply and divide it by h minus sin h, because here we see that p of h is equal to h and g of h is equal to sin h. So we multiply it and divide it by p of h minus g of h. Now f of 2 plus h minus f of 2 plus sin h whole divided by h minus sin h would be nothing but equal to f dash 2. So we write it f dash 2 into h minus sin h divided by h into sin h into tan h. Now what we do is we multiply and divide the denominator by h square. So we get 4 times h into sin h whole divided by h cube into sin h by h into tan h by h. Your f dash 2 is equal to 4. Now we know that sin h by h and tan h by h are equal to 1 when h tends to 0. So this reduces to limit of 4 into h minus sin h by h cube, h tending to 0. Now what we are going to use is the expansion of sin h. The expansion of sin h is h minus h cube by 3 factorial plus h to the power 5 by 5 factorial and so on. So when we use this expansion, h and h gets cancelled and we get h cube by 6 plus h to the power 5 by 5 factorial and so on, and in the denominator also we have h cube. So h cube and h cube gets cancelled and we put h equal to 0 in this expression, so that we get the limit as equal to 4 by 6. Therefore the limit of f of 2 plus h minus f of 2 plus sin h whole divided by h into sin h into tan h when h tends to 0 equal to 4 by 6. Now let's try to see how to find functions. Now in this type of problems we have to find the expression for fx. Here we use the tool of differentiation to find the solution of such type of problems. In IIT-JEE, this type of questions are very frequently asked, where we have to find the expression for fx. Here we use a tool of differentiation to find the solution of such problems. This problem appeared in 1987, and it is let fx be a function satisfying the condition f of minus x is equal to f of x for all x. If f dash 0 exists, find its value. So in this problem it has been given that fx is a function satisfying the condition f of minus x equal to f of x. Now it is also given that f dash 0 exists, that is fx is differentiable at the point x equal to 0, but we have to find its value. So let's see how to solve it. Now we have been given that fx is equal to f of minus x. So we can say that fx is an even function, that is it is symmetrical about the y-axis. It has also been given that f dash 0 exists. So for a function to be differentiable, the left hand derivative should be equal to the right hand derivative at the point x equal to 0. So the left hand derivative is limit of f of 0 minus h minus f of